is going to be the oracle reading for Sunday, December 16th. It's my mama's birthday. So happy birthday, Mama. Alright. It's going to be a 2-card oracle reading. Messages may or may not resonate. If they do, awesome. If they don't, they're not for you. So some shit's about to go down today, I'm thinking, because, or maybe not today, but soon. This also came out in our daily reading, the Tower. Not to worry, it doesn't mean it has to be some horrible calamity, but could be. I'm not gonna lie. The way I describe the Tower in the daily reading would be like a big Etch-a-Sketch board, where like your life is the Etch-a-Sketch board and you're doodling on it, and then here comes the tarot or the Tower, and it shakes it up really quick, clears it all out. That's what the Tower does. Alright, so that's interesting. I wonder what's coming. Interesting. One more. One more. Okay, last time it was the King of Swords, now it's the Queen of Swords. So, again, sticking with thought patterns, intellect, belief systems, any of the above, you pick your poison there with what's going on with you. Swords are intellect, swords are thoughts, ideas, beliefs, those sorts of things. That's swords. So the Queen would be somebody who's in control of them. She has also learned the art of alchemy and transforming these things, where she can harness the lessons that she's learned. A lot of tarot readers like to consider her cold. She's sometimes seen as the widow card. You know, I don't want to scare anyone with that. Don't, you know, maybe, I don't know. Don't get freaked out. The reason I think she's seen as so cold is because she's lived and learned a lot of lessons, I think, firsthand and on her own. She's done it on her own. She's had to learn a lot of life skills and difficult lessons, and it's really shaped her. So I think she has to look at things from a kind of a detached point of view. She doesn't like getting emotionally involved to things, I think, because that forms an attachment for her, and it's painful to have to sever attachments. So it's kind of a tool she's used to not form attachments in a lot of ways to certain things. And that doesn't have to be with people. That can be with, you know, certain thought patterns. You know, she might not adhere to certain beliefs or, you know, like a lot of communities or, you know, religions or stuff like that. She's really not conforming to things that are, I don't want to say traditional, because I think she can be traditional in a lot of ways, but intellectually she doesn't get emotionally involved. She keeps her distance emotionally, which isn't cold. I think it's logical, and I think, you know, in her position as, you know, a queen, I think it's important. You have to be able to be logical. You can't let everything that comes to you make you emotionally charged and involved. You can't. You have to be able to look at it, you know, from a different perspective and from a bird's eye view so you can see what's going on. What this leads me to believe is thought patterns, and since we've got this basically the same damn reading we got from the Daily, it had the king instead of the queen. I think that it's going to be something is going to come in and radically change a thought or a belief that you have either about yourself, about your situation, about someone else, but something that you thought of or believed about is going to be changed. It's going to be completely wiped away. I mean, this energy here, it really is like hitting a reset button for a lot of things. But the good thing to keep in mind with that is everything that's, you know, getting reset is for the better of you. Usually the Tower will come in to correct things. Like if we've been on a certain path for so long and we've not managed to correct it ourselves, or we've, you know, kind of ignored, you know, the signs and the help that they're trying to send us, this will happen. It's like a course corrector. You might see it as, a lot of people, I think it gets a bad rep because, you know, this comes sometimes in the form of accidents. It comes in mishaps. It comes in secrets that come out. It comes in forms of things that people usually wouldn't see as necessarily positive. But in the long run, they are. Like most things. You know, it's hard to look now, I think, and you know, see the good in something that at the time feels really shitty. But, you know, years later, most people are able to look back on shitty times and say, you know what, if it wasn't for that shitty time, I wouldn't have learned that. So this is important. This is very important. It's also important to have the right mindset and attitude when it's happening. That could also be something to tell you. It could be warning you, you know, that when this happens, we need to keep our intellect and we need to, you know, not become emotionally distant, but be able to almost pull back and get a bird's eye view of the whole situation so we're not so emotionally invested in it. It's good to feel emotions. It's good to work through them. You know, it's wonderful. You should. But we should not be experiencing them to the point where they control us or they rule us. We are supposed to be the ones in control. We are supposed to be ruling our own emotions and intellects, and we're supposed to know what's going on in our head. You know, we're not trying to, you know, punish ourselves here. There's no need for it. There's absolutely no need for it. You know, so if something like this does happen, if today or the next few days or even, you know, it doesn't really matter when it happens. It's going to happen. You know, it's just a matter of timing. Things have to align. It's almost like when you see, like, when you put a key, if you could look inside of a keyhole, when you put a key in, and like how all the tumblers have to like kind of line up in a certain, like click, 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 and they all line up in a thing. And only when they're all in alignment can you actually turn that key. That's when this will happen. You know, when everything, all the tumblers are right where they need to be, that's when the Tower will come in. So there's really no telling on when. Time is fluid. It's pretty much a big fucking illusion. So there is no time, you know. But there will be something that will tear down some sort of belief system, idea, even a situation that you're experiencing in your life right now. And you're going to have to be like the King and Queen of Swords. So, heads up on that. Not to tell you. There we go. All right. I hope this was able to help somebody, and I hope you're going to be able to kind of see it ahead of time. If not, I hope you catch it after it happens. You can go, oh, this is my tower moment. I need to step into radical action and be this. So just remember, if, you know, something's happening, it's your tower moment. You'll be able to get through it with the right perspective. Get better perspective. All right? I hope this was able to help somebody. If you need help yourself, more detailed, kind of tailored help, you can get a reading on my website, DivineDestinyTarot.com. Click on shop. I want to thank everyone who's been getting the readings. Thank you so much. I actually love doing them. You know, I love them. I feel like it's such a great way to help people. So definitely keep getting them. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Happy birthday, Mom.